Hey guys, welcome back to What's the 504. I am your host, Christy B. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for returning to listen to what I have to say. And for my new viewers, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bells, and welcome to my channel. So today I just kind of wanted to give some updates as far as what's going on is the coronavirus and how it's affecting businesses and just some miscellaneous stuff. So according to CNN Business, there are meat plants that are shutting down because a lot of the workers are getting sick. So I do know, like last week there was a report that Tyson brands, which makes a lot of the chicken nugget brands that you can get at Walmart in the frozen food aisle, they make like the chicken strips, the grilled chicken, all that stuff is like pre-cooked already in the frozen aisle. So they had to shut down last week because they had a lot of their workers were getting sick and they just couldn't keep going on. So they shut down the one in Columbus, I believe it was. But now CNN is reporting that one of our main pork meat plants are having to shut down, and the numbers are unbelievable, okay? The number of people that have the coronavirus there, this meat factory, the employees there take up more than 60% of their total positive coronavirus cases. It's insane. So right here, I'm going to read it. It says, across the country, major meat processors are starting to shut down plants as employees are getting infected by coronavirus. Tyson, one of the world's largest meat processors, suspended operations at its Columbus Junction, Iowa pork plant this week after more than 24 workers contracted COVID-19 there. Tyson said it would divert livestock that was headed to Columbus Junction to other pork plants in the region to minimize the impact on its production. JBS USA, another major meat processor, has stopped operations at its beef plant in Souderton, Pennsylvania, with plans to reopen April 16 after 2 weeks. The company decided to close the facility after several members of the plant's management team stopped going to work because they were experiencing flu-like symptoms, a company representative explained, adding that all the other JBS USA's plants are still open. Cargill has also paused operations at its protein plant in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, where 900 people typically work. Okay, this will allow us to minimize the impact of COVID-19 and continue to follow health department guidelines, blah, blah, blah. Consumers are unlikely to see any shortages because of the production disturbances, but the closures are devastating for some meat producers, which have remained open during the pandemic. Food suppliers are essential businesses. The United States has a large enough meat inventory to prevent shortages for consumers, Christine McCracken stated, senior analyst of animal protein for Rabobank. Processors that were previously servicing restaurants or cafes have started to sell to retailers, and some restaurants are selling groceries, including meat, directly to customers. Wow, that was smart. Okay, some of these restaurants are trying to get creative, which I can't blame them. Says retail is full. I don't anticipate any real shortages for the consumer. The closures mark a very small fraction of the overall slaughter in the United States. She added, at this point, there's really no reason to think there'd be any major disruptions, but there is potential for closures to accelerate, which could put a strain on the system and further harm producers. If workers sicken each other, plants could remain closed for longer or operate at reduced speeds. Already, fewer employees are working because they may have to stay home to care for children or sick relatives. Among other reasons, Smart Money would say that it would be an issue at more plants. We just hope they don't overlap with time. If it expands, blah, blah, blah. Okay, no, where's the one? That's not the one then. I'm trying to find the one where there is over 240 employees have COVID-19, and for that whole, I want to say city, it's like 400 and something cases. So out of the 400 and something cases, I think, is this it here? Out of the 400, here it is. Out of the 400 and something cases, 240 of those cases are just at this one meat plant, which is insane. Like, what in the hell is going on? Here it is. According to MSN, the world's biggest pork producer is shuttering a major U.S. plant indefinitely after a coronavirus outbreak among employees, with the company warning that closures across the country are taking American meat supplies perilously close to the edge of shortfalls. Smithfield Foods, Inc. will idle its Sioux Falls, South Dakota pork processing facility, which accounts for 4 to 5% of U.S. production, the company said in a statement on Sunday. The move comes after state officials reported more than 200 cases of COVID-19 for plant employees, adding to a spike in infection that's seen hundreds of Americans meat workers get sick. Plants have been forced to shutter or reduce output. The closure of this facility, combined with a growing list of other protein plants that have shuttered across our industry, is pushing our country perilously close to the edge in terms of our meat supply. It is impossible to keep our grocery stores stocked if our plants are not running. While it's unclear whether the meat employee infections have anything to do with the workplaces, the news exposes the vulnerability of global supply chains that are needed to keep grocers stocked after panic buying left shelves empty. The shuttered plants and sick workers are adding to other disruptions caused by the virus that's making it harder for food to get from farm to table. Trucking bottlenecks and snarled port traffic have also contributed to why shoppers are seeing empty shelves. The surge in cases has also raised concerns over worker safety. Deaths have been reported for employees at meat facilities owned by JBS, SA, and Tyson's Food, Inc. Laborers have, in some cases, staged walkouts to protest working conditions. In meat plants, stations on processing lines can be close together. Oh, no. Stations on processing lines can be close together, creating challenges for social distancing. Workers also share break and locker rooms. Oh, my God. Makes me want to rethink buying any meat. God only knows. Smithfield, owned by Hong Kong-listed WH Group, originally planned to shutter the South Dakota facility for 3 days. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem asked for the closure to be extended to at least 14 days, saying in a letter to the company that it needed to do more. Well, I agree. What the hell is 3 days going to do? What in the hell is 3 days going to do? The Smithfield's facilities 3,700 employees will receive pay for at least 2 weeks during the shutdown. The company said it will reopen the plant when it receives further direction from local, state, and federal authorities. Unfortunately, COVID-19 cases are now ubiquitous across our country. The virus is afflicting communities everywhere. The agriculture and food sectors have not been immune, Sullivan said. We have continued to run our facilities for one reason: to sustain our nation's food supply during this pandemic. Workers in other points of the food supply chain have also started to get sick. In all likelihood, the number of cases will keep going up at meat plants, farms, warehouses, and packaging factories across the globe. That's pointing to an acute contradiction between the need to keep people safe while also ensuring the world has enough food. To be clear, the output from a plant where infection pops up doesn't pose health concerns because, by all accounts, COVID-19 isn't a foodborne illness. You know what? I don't even want to hear that foolishness, okay? Because every time they come out and say, oh, you don't have to worry about this with COVID-19 or coronavirus. Oh, no, that's not even a problem. That's not a worry. And then a week later, they're coming back, well, now we're getting reports and we have cases of this and that. I don't want to hear that foolishness. Somebody isn't a foodborne illness. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But if you got people hackling and coughing and sneezing and all this kind of stuff around all of that raw meat, you cannot sit up there and tell me that those germs are not going to stick, okay? Meat in itself already has so much germs and bacteria and all kind of stuff in it. And you're going to try to tell me that this can't be passed through that meat? I'm sorry. I'm not convinced. You need to space your workers out farther apart, at least during this pandemic time. That's ridiculous. Don't tell me that. It isn't a foodborne illness. It ain't a foodborne illness until we find out it's a foodborne illness. After y'all ship off tons of meat to people, to these stores that are infested with COVID-19 from the sick workers, okay, and and then when people start getting sick, it'll be traced back. Oh, well, it was traced back to this meat plant where all these people were tested positive for COVID-19. We thought it didn't do anything. I don't want to hear that foolishness. Anyway, let me keep going. Supplies from a farm or a production plant with the confirmed case can still be sent out for distribution. And it's important to note American inventories are still ample, including frozen pork. Still, there is a risk to continued production. When a worker gets sick, the employee and every person they've come in contact with has to be quarantined. Plants also needs to close for deep cleanings. A Cargill ink plant in Pennsylvania has also been closed temporarily because of an outbreak among employees. See, this is going to keep happening because why are they being allowed to still work in those conditions? If it's already been regulated that we need to practice social distancing, okay, about 6 feet apart from each other, why haven't the factories had to make those adjustments? And now look what's happening. That makes no sense at all. Look at this. All these meat. I'm not reading all this article. Is too damn long. But you guys get what's going on here. This is going to continue to be an issue until we figure something out here. Okay, people in factories work in close quarters. Oh, look at that. Oh, that looks. Is that pigs? I think that's pigs. I love me some bacon though. I love me some bacon, but that here looks gross as hell. Ugh, everybody stink up in there and everything. Oh, good Lord. God bless y'all for y'all who do that work, I tell you. Oh, Lord. Okay, so that's enough on that. I also wanted to point out the governor of Texas is talking about he's going to override the federal mandate. He want to override the federal mandate to return to work. Talking about he want to get that lifted. This man has lost his mind. He has definitely lost his mind. I'm not trying to be sitting at a desk with people coughing and haggling. And let me tell you, these little cubicles and stuff that these offices have people working in, it's ridiculous, okay? It's absolutely ridiculous. Hold the hell up. Let me see if I can find this. Governor of Texas to open workforce sooner. See if it pulls up that way. Why does it keep pulling up this foolishness? Here we go. This man here is law. Him and the lieutenant governor is crazy as hell. Here we go. Governor Abbott issues executive orders to mitigate spread of COVID-19 in Texas. No, this is old. This ain't the one. Where is the one? Why is it not pulling up this crap? Texas judge who tried to shut... What? What is this not... I'm getting upset now. No. He wants to reopen Texas. Look, I'm about to say forget this because it's taking too long to find this. I saw it. Where the hell is the A? Why is it not pulling the shoe? Orders temporary closure of all. This ain't the one. Provides update. Here we go. I think that's the one. Oh Lord, all these damn people is crazy. Why are you trying to open up when we haven't even gotten a hold on this? As of April the 8th. Come on. Where's the words? Where we at? Come the hell on. Yahoo, you gotta work better. That's why nobody don't come to no damn Yahoo. That's why everybody be on Google, because this is ridiculous. Pull up. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Okay, no, I don't have time for this. Okay. Well, you guys, Illinois had 43 deaths today in 24 hours. This is getting crazy. I misspelled that. Here we go. 5 hours ago. This is insane. Illinois announces 1,672 new COVID-19 tests. Positive tests. My bad. Here it is. The Illinois Department of Public Health announced on Sunday 1,672 new COVID-19 cases with 43 new deaths. This brings the state's total up to 20,852 cases with 720 deaths. In his daily COVID-19 briefing, Governor Pritzker says more than 7,000 tests have been given in the last 24 hours, which is the most tests per day so far for Illinois. Hell, we can't even get close to that. Shoot. Lord, he lucky they getting that many tests done, because we can't even get there. Oh, Lord. Governor says he's also been talking to industry leaders, economists, scientists, and doctors about how to get the state back to work when it's time. He believes the state is leveling out over the last 6 days. I mean, you could say that all you want, but if y'all not testing everybody, I mean, y'all test a lot of people. Okay, that was like a short update. Yeah, y'all tested a lot of people yesterday. But, like, we don't know nothing's leveling out because everybody's still practicing social distancing. So what's going to happen, you know what I'm saying, when everybody starts acclimating back to work? I feel like there's going to be another wave of this. This makes no sense. Sorry. So, President Trump has finally declared all 50 states a disaster, you guys. I would have thought this was been done. Shit. I've honestly had to stop watching a lot of that dang on stuff because it was just too depressing. It was messing up my day. So I try to get my updates, you know, periodically and read my updates instead of watching it because it was just affecting my damn day too much. It's so negative. I can't. Trump has approved major disaster declarations for all 50 states. That was on April 6th. All 50 states and territories in the United States have now been approved for major disaster declarations. President Donald Trump announced at the daily White House Coronavirus Task Force briefing on April the 5th. This ain't the one I was looking for. So, that's the older one. Here we go. He finally declared it. So, you guys, comment below. Let me know what you think about the coronavirus and where it's headed at this point. Do you think that we're going to be heading to reopening for May 1st like the president wants to do? Because I'm telling you right now, this is not good. I don't think we're ready to open for no May 1st. I don't see where we've gotten a hold of this. We still don't have a vaccine. They're talking about an antibody test that's supposed to be able to detect whether you've already had it and your body has fought it off, to be like a precursor to allow people to go back to their jobs. I still don't think that's good enough because we still don't know enough about this virus. What if it reactivates itself? Okay, I have antibodies for this one, but there's been talks that there's multiple strains of the same damn virus. So what if I have one strain and yes, I developed antibodies, didn't even know I had it, but then I come in contact with somebody who had a different strain and that's the strain that's actually killing people. So we don't know enough about this virus to just be releasing people back to work and going, you know what I'm saying? And stuff changes from like day to day. It's always, the first it was no, nobody needs to wear, you don't need to wear a mask. Only wear a mask if you're going to be in the presence of somebody that's older or that's sickly or whatever. And then lo and behold, now it's like everybody should wear a mask, remain 6 feet away, this and that. I mean, the shit changes too much. Like, come on, for real. It changes too much for y'all to try to say with all certainty, you know what I mean, that we should be reopening. No, we don't have enough certain information about this. So my thing is, from jump, we should have handled this as a serious situation from jump until we knew otherwise. So being lackadaisical, not taking it seriously, carrying on like nothing's wrong, carrying on like it ain't gonna bother us, even though we see the what it caused in China. You know what I'm saying? And now look at this situation. And how long is it gonna take for them damn stimulus checks? That's what I wanted to look up, you guys. So the IRS is supposed to be establishing a website. So, yeah. So, where you're supposed to be able to go and check on the status of your money. My thing is, I don't even understand how they're gonna do that for millions and millions and millions of people. I just don't understand. Somebody have to physically punch a button for you to get your money. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that shit is going to take forever. Okay? It is April right now. Child, we're not going to see that money till damn December. Because this don't even make sense. You got to get this to too many people. And I don't understand why we doing all of these different methods. Instead of just doing one, like a prepaid card and getting it out the way. Let everybody have the same method. This makes no sense. Here we go. So, according to, who is this? Mashable? The IRS is to be launching a website. So knowing how the gears of government grind, the stimulus checks Congress has pledged to Americans can seem like a nebulous promise that may never actually materialize. But low. What the hell does that mean? But low. Maybe that means, maybe he meant but no. Oh, Lord, no. You got to check your typos, buddy. That's a big typo. That's right at the beginning of your paragraph. How you get that wrong? I could see it was in the middle and you just kind of missed it. But this the... How you don't go back and check what? Let me move on. The IRS is not accepting that bureaucratic fate for our future money. On Friday, the IRS announced that it would launch a website on April 17th that would allow people to check the status of their payment, including the date it's scheduled to arrive in the bank account or address where it's headed. It's called the Get My Payment portal, and it will also allow people to provide bank account information if the IRS doesn't already have it. Great. The IRS also announced the launch of a new website that will allow people who don't have to pay taxes, such as people with lower incomes, veteran beneficiaries, and others, to send the IRS info about where to mail or deposit their stimulus checks. This news comes as a relief to people who have been wondering whether the promise of a stimulus check applies to them. Perfect. The relief checks, officially called economic impact payments, are scheduled to be going out next week. You can read more about eligibility here. Okay, guys, so that's great news. Let's see how that works out. Because we've been, a lot of promises have been made to us, but they've been dragging their feet on a lot of stuff. So let's see how that pans out, you guys. Okay? Let me know what you think. Go ahead and comment below what you think. The IRS, you think they're going to get that website up and running like they're supposed to? You think it's going to actually be working with millions and millions and millions of people that are going to be trying to check their status for their money because everybody's pretty much desperate at this point if you're not working from home? I know the money I have had to spend on groceries and essentials is absolutely insane because everything's always out. So I'm having to buy in large quantities. The kids about to just eat me out of a house. I mean, I have to buy so many snacks and chips and cookies and yogurt and all kind of stuff just to keep them going. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. It's crazy, you guys. So anyway, once again, thank you for checking out What's the 504. I am your host, Christy B. Again, go ahead and hit the thumbs up, click the subscribe button, click the notifications bell so you can get information every time I upload. And again, thank you for checking out my channel. You guys be safe, and I hope you guys had a great Easter Sunday. Okay? Good night.